Could have been a fart. Could have been a shit. That's exactly what it smelled like. Like
I have-
somebody had shit in the fire.
I have returned from the stew.
Okay. So, several days pass, and you find yourselves at a crossroad. We're not welcome down in Lelon anymore, John says. Not after Tyson here whooped 5 men straight in one evening. So we gotta continue heading south. Tyson's wife, who you've noticed has been walking beside him for some time over the past few days, unwraps from behind him, and she looks nervously at the overcast sky. What do you think the cycle of the moon is? She asks, mostly to herself. We need to be careful as we come across here. To the south of you, obviously, is the Mayor of Dead Men. Right, well then I think the plan, John says, pointing up at the Sword Mountains as they cut across. You see where it says Mount Feldar?
Yep.
There's a rocky pass that follows the cliffs on the side of the mountains that eventually leads. Let me ping it here. Up this. Oh, fuck. Let me ping. Or don't. A path that leads up here before going into the foothills in the Sword Mountains here. That would bring you very close to that tower, and then skirting around to the edges of the Mayor of Dead Men. This distance will be a difficult trek and would take an extra 3 to 4 days, perhaps, of hard travel. But they insist on leaving the high road, which would be easy footing. Any thoughts?
I
I think it's
disagree.
wise to stay on the well-established path.
I also agree. I want to stay on the path.
There's the adventure in that,
Nothing.
John says.
As the person you hired, you pay, I go. I agree with the Vistani. You take the path that they want to take.
It's just, around these parts of the swamp, it's the road's way worse than it might look.
If you're determined to go the rocky path, I will go as you're paying me, but I do recommend to stay on the well-established path.
I suppose you're some sort of cartographer, huh? This is the path all us Vistani take.
Well, then we'll
Then
go
we
that
take
way.
it.
This orc accepts all challenges.
All right. We're going to have to travel through the night. Tyson's wife, who you know as Paris, just looks concerned at the overcast sky. You can begin to see the sun setting as the sky in the east begins to redden, despite the overcast.
Is there a spot that we can park up front for camp? Going along these mountainous roads isn't exactly the best idea in the middle of the night.
We have to move, Paris says. For the little ones, which would be the 8 children that you've seen running around their cart. The other Vistani in the
I
group
hate
don't seem
kids.
to raise any issues with the leadership with John's expedition.
Eris, you had mentioned something about the moon cycles. What was that about?
It's just woman things.
Ah, yes, the blood moon, of course.
She giggles. You're just like Mike Tyson.
Ooh, damn! Right in right now.
Vorgoth decides to go to the end of the trail.
Tyson
Behind
steps up beside Vorgoth, who stands a few inches taller than the gigantic gypsy, and says, "Well, he's a little bigger, but so am I."
Jesus Christ. I put my head in my hand and just shake my head and laugh.
So
Listen here,
like,
puny
grab my-
human. Do not make me reveal my great sword.
I want to see it. Pull it out.
Let's just say
God.
it's a bit of it's an okay sword. If you got a great sword, I have an excellent sword, he says.
I also have an excellent sword. Y'all want to see
I
it?
got a club.
Be that as it may, Vorgoth stands alert, watching for the caravan.
Well, all right, let's get packing then. And slowly but surely, the carts begin to move closer to the mountain's ledgy cliffside climb. You can hear, again, as the sun sets, the sound of wolves, somewhat closer than before, in the distance.
Hey, there's an ant on the ground.
Well, then get back up, John Fury says to you.
I pick up the ant and I hold it.
I'll pull out my net for my pack and carry it on me just because.
20. So if you look at your character sheet, you'll see on the left, you'll see acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, athletics. So you get a +5 to that roll.
Where
All right.
is it? Okay, I got a 12.
Yep, so you add 5 to it,
17.
which would be a 17. Okay. Vorgoth, I need you to do the same.
Okay, D20. Ooh, got a
Okay.
9. And athletics, 2, so 11.
Okay. Vareth?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Add your strength to it? Or add your athletics to it.
I have acrobatics though. Does that help or no?
Nope.
No. Oh.
You're
Dexterity.
climbing up a rocky
Oh.
cliff face.
Great. I got 0, so that's 5.
Okay. So you roll a 5. Okay. Jacek Lindrum, do the same.
16.
God, this is just like wow.
That's after modifier. I'm a weak boy.
16 after modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, Gary, Telorius, do the same.
And after modifier.
10 after modifier. Okay.
Weak boy club.
So, Vareth,
We smart.
as everybody's climbing up this steep path, everybody at some point everybody has to sort of ferry equipment up and then use a series of like pulleys to lift the carts. This is roughly midnight. It is pitch black out, and even though it's not exceptionally difficult,
Sorry. Didn't mean to share.
you do slip and fall about 10 feet, taking 1d6 damage. So I will roll that.
Me?
No,
that's
not you.
no, Vareth.
Oh, I still have the ant, by the way.
Yeah, you look down in your hands, Lenny, and you've crushed it. So you take 6 damage, break.
Yep.
My fucking
Um,
ant is gone.
It's probably about 1 in the morning. Everybody is exhausted. By the time the carts have been lifted, with the help of everybody, including the Vistani, up on the pulley system and picked up over the ledge and further into the mountain. No, we gotta keep moving. Paris nervously looks over the horizon The sound of
In the
wolves
direction of
again
horizon.
echo.
How close are they? I wonder.
Roll perception.
Oh, D20?
Sir?
I got an 18.
Okay, and let's look at your perception stat. So you get a -1, so a 17. They're getting closer, you say to the group.
They're getting closer.
Aye, we gotta keep moving, John says. Wouldn't be the first time I've beat a dog, Tyson says. Put one on his ass last night.
Okay, alright. You know what, Tyson? We're about to go for fucking round 3.
Yeah, I'll punch you right
Oh,
off a cliff.
I'll punch you in the
More
fucking
dog.
balls.
Jesus
Keep on
Christ.
walking. Just keep
Oh,
on walking.
Let's keep moving.
I
swear-
keep escorting.
I swear he was hatched in a different egg.
I wasn't hatched at all. I was
You're
born
right.
to be this age.
Hold on one second.
This motherfucker Tyson really wants the hands.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
He
does.
just wants to keep going on with his life. You're the one that wants to keep fighting him, bro.
Nah, Tyson's throwing mad shade.
Guys, can we at least focus? We know there's wolves on the way.
Oh, I'm saying this. I'm sorry. I'm mad at characters saying this. Tyson is just minding his own shit, Joe. What are you talking about? Hey, man. You're just like, no, I'm gonna fuck up the Gypsy King. No, you're not. No, you're not. Just get over it.
Can I
Oh my lord.
roll? Can I roll for smashing my head against a rock because of this? Because of Bartholomew?
You do you want to pick up the rock or do you want to smash it against like the cliffside?
I just want to. I'm just gonna hit
Actually,
my head. I'm just
to
gonna
be
hit my head
fair-
against the rock.
You already did that once tonight when you slipped down
I
the
know.
cliff. So
You already
Yeah,
fell
you're
once.
already
Your head
hurting
is stuck
pretty
going
bad,
away.
bro.
Oh my lord.
Took the full 6 damage from the fall.
What's the current time?
it's about 2 in the morning as you continue down the path. And though you could have sworn that the howling had come from behind you, by the time that the sun begins to rise, approximately 5, 6 in the morning, a pack of wolves stands in front of you as you exit the cliffside path and onto the foothills around
How many?
here. You see 4 wolves sitting in the middle of the Vistani goat path that you guys have been crawling along.
Me and Tyson got this shit.
Christ.
Not without me.
Tyson
Pull out
has a
my dagger.
snarl on his face. Paris looks nervous. John looks serious. You can see him sort of calculating on his head how long it might be if a fight with these wolves breaks out. We don't
Like, how
have a
long
whole lot of time
until?
to waste here.
I
How
glare
long
at
it would
Tyson.
take?
To fight them?
How long it might take to fight them, but to continue moving if you stop to fight them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Gotcha, I understand.
Do these wolves
So,
stand in our
can we-
way?
They're
Or
yeah,
the
they're
dog.
sitting in the road some 60 feet down, just staring at you.
I say we like bait Tyson.
You're gonna
Ready to
like
hold that grudge
back
of
him
yours,
off?
man.
Is that
This is quite the grudge you have here, sir.
Yeah.
No, Tyson knows his shit.
So, out of curiosity, is there like any indication that they're gonna attack us? Like, do they seem
And is
like
there
they're
ahead of the pack?
Nope, they're just sitting. They're sitting in the road.
just sitting?
It's an
Okay,
ambush.
Hmm.
Can I roll for perception?
Sure, yeah, roll for perception.
What are you?
9.
something-
Yeah, you look at the wolves, and the wolves look back at you.
Fuck.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, I got an idea.
I'm
Let's
all
hear it.
ears.
Is it there?
Better than this one's.
So, is there any like loose rocks or like big branches or anything nearby?
No, nope. At this point, you're kind of just coming across like cluttered, steep hills. That have their own sort of path winding up and around through them. The cliffs are behind you by about a mile.
What if we howl at them?
Hey, hold on, guys.
I can.
So, in game, my character looks around and says, "I have an idea. If
Mhm.
anybody has an object that they don't mind me flinging off into the distance to try to scare these guys away, I could catapult it at them. Not at them directly, but enough to maybe draw their attention elsewhere."
I look
Anybody?
down into my hands and see my squashed ant friend. I
Might
hand it
have
to you.
something that can help.
I appreciate the Ampa, but you
I,
can keep
uh,
him.
Fuck.
I hand him back.
I want to cast prestidigitation,
Okay.
Ah,
and the smell would be meat off in the woods. Just enough it's 10 feet off the road, enough to get them out of the middle of the road. I kind of snap my finger.
Okay.
nice.
Oh.
The wolves don't seem particularly tricked by this, although you hear some rustling off of the side of the road down on the side of the hill here, where perhaps another wolf or two had been waiting. And they apparently were enticed by the smell, and you can hear them sort of circling around in the woods.
I told you it was an ambush.
Can I do a perception check on how far they are from the caravan? From where we're sending to them?
Don't need a perception check, it's about
Okay.
60 feet.
60 feet? Okay.
Could I use an intimidation?
Sure.
So what would I roll for that? D20 again?
Yep, roll a d20. D20 is for most things except for like damage or some abilities will require that you roll a smaller die and add it as a modifier to some other stuff. But most of the rolling is on a d20.
I have an
Okay.
idea.
So
and
Vorgoth's
also
going to go to the
generally-
front of the caravan and use intimidation.
Oh, there's a wolf on my feet.
Seriously?
There's the first one.
That is terrible. That is terrible.
That's a
Ryan,
critical
is-
failure.
Welcome to Dungeons and
Wait.
Dragons, my friend.
Wow. Wow. And considering the fact that, I'm confident in my own abilities and I am doing that, holy
You-
Lord.
You strut up and stand proudly next to Tyson.
Brilliant. Okay.
Draw a deep breath as if you are about to shout at the wolves, screaming at them with vigor, primal vigor. And as you do so, a mosquito flies into your throat. And you fall down coughing.
Oh, God.
What the fuck? Tyson says, sitting next to you, and he steps away, confused.
I have an idea.
I'll do a intimidation roar as well.
Damn it.
Okay.
I have and then I have intimidation +3 from charisma, and I get another 3 from my stats as well, so that is 20.
There is a look of surprise, and all of the wolves take a step back as the air releases from your nostrils and throat in such a way that it not only replicates the growl of a dragon, but somehow the wing beat of a dragon. And two of the wolves run off the side of the hill away from the melee.
Can I roll for intimidation?
Yes, I'll allow it.
Good
Just
shit.
everyone walking up to the front and they care about me.
I'm just proud of Vareth at this moment in time.
I rolled a 3.
Dude, see, like, my guy. My guy.
You
Those fucking
attempt-
wolves, they're gonna come back.
You stand next to your dragonborn brother and attempt to do the exact same thing that Vareth did. Only instead of sounding like a dragon's growl and the bat of their wings, it's a bit more along the lines of a cough. And the wolves just kind of look at you, stoic, and take a step forward.
Oh,
Well,
back.
it seems we've tried everything we can to get them to scatter. I think we need to make them move.
So, I would like to take one roll here. Can I roll for nature and see if I can distinguish the pack leader?
Sure, yep.
Thank you. 7 plus 11.
11. So none of the wolves appear to be any larger than any of the others, so it's hard to say if any of these are the pack leaders.
Oh, okay.
How big are
Given-
these
given
wolves?
the demeanor of the wolves, this seems to just be a contingency and not the full pack.
How big are they?
Wolf-sized, average wolf, maybe a little emaciated, but
Am I able to attack?
So they're hungry.
are you able to attack?
Yeah.
Would you like to attack?
Got my hand axe I can throw at them, right?
Sure. Do you want to draw your hand axe out?
Yeah.
Are you able to
draw
throw
my-
it 60 feet there, mate?
I start walking towards them.
Okay. You begin to walk towards, and the three wolves begin to sort of spread out and circle in a flanking position, one head on, two to the sides, in a wide berth as you approach them.
I could dual wield, right?
Yes, you can dual wield. You can also throw your hand axes.
Okay.
Now, my original intent with my trident was to be able to throw the trident and also retrieve it. Is that accessible in this or no?
To throw it and retrieve it? Sure, yeah, that's possible. Do you mean like
Okay.
as like a magic trident that will magically reappear in your hand?
No, just as like a throwable weapon.
Yes, yeah, it absolutely
Yes.
is. And
Okay,
the answer
just
to the other
double-checking.
question is yes, it's just not right off the bat you'd be able to do that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
But yes, you can throw and retrieve the trident.
All right. Instead
you.
of my axe, I want to dual wield both of my long swords.
So you stow your two axes and draw
Yes.
your long swords.
Yep.
You're standing about 30 feet away from the wolf in the middle, and without turning your head, it's kind of hard to see how far they are to your sides.
Well, I did say earlier that
I
had
don't
my
attack
dagger
yet.
drawn, so I'm ready to go as well.
Say what now, Joseph?
I stand. I don't attack. I just sit there.
You hold your position?
Yep.
Okay. You hear the rumbling of thunder. This isn't good, Paris says. You can hear her back at the cart.
I draw my.
Well, you can't, but the people over by the cart, which would be
Yep.
Gary, let's see, Gary and Josh both standing not at the front of the cart.
What,
I
Paris?
suggest
What
we
isn't
do
good?
Paris.
The storm.
What's wrong with the storm?
The hills, they'll get slippery.
Right now we have 3 temporary roadblocks. So gotta figure this out first, Paris. I walk forward like 10 feet. Like I'm
Okay,
so
so
am
you're
I
like
still,
close to
in
the front of the
between
cart.
Yeah, but like not at the very, very front. I still want to be a little behind Tyson and John and the rest of them.
Yep, you are behind Tyson and John. At this point, John has picked up a large piece of wood, clearly worn at beating people, which had seamlessly sort of fit into a slot on the side of his cart, which would have appeared as a loose plank, but as it sits in his hands, you can see that it is actually a brutal cudgel. And he sort of claps it in his hands.
I see I have torches in my pack. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Can I take out a torch and light it?
You put away your hand axes, you drew your swords, and now you're. What are you? This isn't Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't-
Can I draw
So-
my? Can I pull my bow? Can I pull my bow out and notch it?
Sure. Yeah, you can. You begin to pull your bow out. As
So,
you
Mark,
do,
real quick.
Go ahead.
Was my brief conversation with Paris consider my action that turn? Out of curiosity. Because I was also gonna
no,
cast,
no, because
Green
combat
Flame
hasn't
Blade
started.
on my dagger. Okay. So
What-
as I walk forward those 10 feet, I cast Green Flame Blade on my dagger that I'm holding.
Do I have magic?
No, not yet.
Okay.
At level 3, you'll start getting magical shit.
Stop laughing at me, Gary. So did I end up taking my torch out, and is it lit?
But I thought you notched your bow and arrow.
No, that's me. I notched.
Oh,
I have,
oh, oh, oh.
I have a bow. I have a bow.
Okay,
and arrow, that's notched.
My apologies.
It's all good.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I just got to take a quick whiz. The first wolf steps even closer to you, Joseph, and thunder rumbles as it lets out a howl and raises its head to the sky. You hear a scream from behind you as one of the children is grabbed by the head and dragged off down the side of the hill by a hungry wolf.
So we going to get her?
Can we
Roll
still
for
see the
initiative.
wolf?
Can I? Okay.
You feel your butthole tingling?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Always.
whoa. Where are we going
it
with
blank
this?
Okay, hold
It was Freddie Mercury.
wherever we want to go with it, buddy. I'm comfortable.
I want to go home with it.
Walked into that one.
Yep. It's like I'm about to walk into something.
I have no clue what I'm doing, but this is so
Coming
fucking
back up
fun.
into something.
What, Mark?
So,
read the
wait, Brian, he
creature
only
blocks
rolled-
right now.
What was that?
An 11 plus his initiative would be
Which is
13,
two.
you said.
Which is
2.
13.
Okay, yeah, 13.
So
okay.
do we roll for tiebreaker too?
Did you get a 13?
Yeah.
No, you got a 14, didn't you?
Oh,
Got a
sorry.
14, you
Sorry.
got +1 initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a 14 on
Um,
that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So, Break, you can go first. It is
Okay.
your turn in combat.
Okay, and where I'm standing, if I turned around, would I be able to see the wolf that's dragging the child?
This would be probably about 20 plus feet behind you that it has grabbed the child and dragged them down the side of the hill.
Okay, but I have my bow out and it's notched, so can I do
Yes.
a?
Okay.
So
Yes. So if you want to hit it, yeah, by all means, make an attack roll. You can see it dragging the child off by its head.
Don't hit
so
the
then
child.
So that's a D12 then.
Nope. Roll a d20
D20.
to see if you hit.
Okay. Oh.
And so it's not just a 7. So when you look at your character sheet,
Yeah.
you'll see. Let me pull up your character sheet real quick.
Attacks and spell casting.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
It's kind of weird on D20 because it
Yeah,
might not
yeah, yeah.
show it currently equipped to him. For his
Right. No,
specific attack.
he has a +4, so it would be 7 plus 4, bringing that to an 11.
Yeah, +2 piercing. So.
Well, that's the damage.
Oh,
That
that's
would be the
damage.
damage.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah. So your arrow shoots past the side of the wolf and does not hit. Joe.
Hey.
It's your turn to do something here. You're wielding your two weapons, your
Oh, okay.
long sword and short sword.
All right. I charge at the first wolf.
The one in front of you?
Yep.
Okay. You run the distance, which was about 20 feet, I think, because it stepped forward and howled, and make an attack with your main hand weapon. So roll a d20.
7.
Okay, and add your attack modifier. So if you look on your weapon, your character sheet here, you'll see you have like an attack bonus.
5.
Yep, so you would add 5 to that 7.
13. Wait,
13.
I'm dual wielding, so would that do anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
It does hit. You do actually hit the wolf, so roll the damage, which if you look in your damage stat there, you see 1d8 plus 3 slashing.
I'm using the longsword, right?
Yep.
Wait, there's 2 of them.
Longsword. Right, one of them is if you're wielding it as a two-handed weapon.
Okay, so D8. 8 plus 3.
Plus 3. Nice. You immediately chop the wolf's head off.
Get fucked, bitch. You
Mid-howl.
fucking dead.
Nice.
Is its mouth still open?
Yep, and
All
its
right.
tongue flopping out.
I pick up
Please
that head. That's my
Not
fucking
yet.
head.
No,
No,
not yet. Brian,
Fuck.
Yes.
your turn.
Oh man, goodness gracious! I proceed to ready my trident for throw.
Okay, you lift your weapon up, and what do you want to throw it at? There was 3 wolves in the front, and then there's the one wolf dragging the child off into the distance.
I feel I have a better success rate at the ones in front.
Okay, so there's one to the left and one to the right of Joe. They've sort
Aiming
of
at the left.
around. Say what?
I will be aiming for the left one.
Okay, you're aiming at the left. All right, make your attack roll.
Which is the D8, correct?
1d20. So that's your attack and damage are separate.
Okay, my apologies.
You first make your attack roll to see if you hit. It hits. Yeah, it definitely hits. And then you make your damage roll, which is the 1d8.
Trident 1D8. Was
And
it
you
just a
would-
six?
Say what now?
It
Yeah.
says 6, yep.
6, and then you would add piercing.
Okay, so 8.
Yep, 8 damage. Your trident slams into the side of the wolf, and it falls over, sort of scrambling, but does not kill it. It is sort of rolling around with a trident stuck in its rib cage. The wolf on your right, Joseph, lunges at you. And let's see here. What is your armor class, Joseph?
Chainmail? I don't know. It's 50. I don't know.
16. Okay, so look in your
16.
character sheet. You'll see it looks like a shield in the middle, right above your
Yeah.
hit points. So the wolf tries to bite into your chainmail, but it doesn't seem to be able to get much of a grip, and it just sort of limply sits there tugging at you, doing nothing.
Bitch.
What a fucking reaction, Boat. Look at the wolf. Bitch. I just chopped off your friend's head. This is all you got.
All right.
Louis, it's your go.
My turn already? Okay. Geez, so where I was 10 feet back from the wolf, or from the front of everybody else, I assume I'm only about 10 feet from the wolf that's dragging off the child?
Let's see. No, you're actually about 30 feet.
Because I was 20.
Right,
and I was
because
up
break.
front.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah. You're about 10 feet from the wolf.
Okay. So how far is that wolf from the other wolves?
This one's down. Okay, so to envision it, you guys are sort of standing on like a
Can
path
I get
at the
like
top of a
feet
hill.
out of like not to be a dick, but
Um,
just feet wise, out of curiosity?
yeah, like 30 feet from the other wolves.
30 feet. Okay, gotcha. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up to the wolf that's taken away the child, and I'm going to make an attack on it.
Okay. So you run down the side of the hill and make your attack.
Yep. And
And
then
you're
that is a 9 plus 4, so 13.
Yep, you hit.
Okay. That's a special good one. So let's see here. So that is going to be 1d4. So 2, 6 plus 2 piercing, so that is a total of 8 damage. Or no, sorry. It's 4. 4 total damage.
Don't you
And
have your?
then-
But yeah, don't you have your spell on it?
Green
Though?
Flame Blade. Yep, I sure do. That's what I'm reading right now.
Oh, okay.
And then on hit, the target suffers the weapon's normal attack, and then you cause green fire to leap from one target to the next. So,
Wait, what? You can Okay, so you're having it jump from your dagger to the wolf.
well, no, and so on a hit, the target suffers the weapon's normal attack, and you cause green fire to leap from the target to a different creature of your choice you can see within 5 feet. So right now, yeah, it's still on my blade, but on the wolf, right? As well.
Okay, you brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting to make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's attack normal effects, and you can cause green fire to leap from the target. Oh, no. So that
There's
I don't
no
know if
other
that.
target in range of it. I just want to deal with the one that's trying to haul off the child.
Okay,
first
so
before I
so
ran
the
back to
spell.
front. That's why I was asking the total distance.
Yeah. So I don't think that would do any damage to the wolf that you just stabbed, though.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I just want to make sure that I didn't have to transfer it if I didn't want.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, you
So
stab the wolf.
Just for 4 damage.
You stab the wolf in its hind, and it continues moving down the hill. Though it begins to sort of roll and slide down the side of the hill. Mind you, this hill is probably like a good 40, 50 feet tall. And so it's sort of rolling now with the child in its
Oh,
mouth.
Jesus.
You fucker, get back here!
Good lord.
Damn it!
Gary.
So I was a little bit back from Josh, so I should be able to see the wolf that's going down the hill.
Yep, you can see it as it's rolling down the hill.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on it.
Okay. So that's made with an attack roll, right?
Yes.
Or is it a dex saving throw?
Flame-like radiance descends upon a creature that you can see. The target must succeed a dex saving throw.
Thanks for the
Or-
follow, Fred. I love you.
Character sheet. Why can't I see your spells? Weird. Okay, so what is your spell save DC at right now? Oh, I
Is
see.
that right next to the spell DC 13?
Yeah.
Yes, so DC 13, okay. It sadly succeeds, and sort of as it's rolling down the hill, your flames just sort of miss it and singe the ground next to it.
Oh,
The wolf
This
that was
course
stabbed with the wolf that was stabbed with the trident kind of rolls around on the ground, shakes a little bit, and skulks, sort of trying to run away from the group down the road where they had been sitting originally.
Okay.
And then, yeah, the wolf that's rolling down the hill just continues rolling down the hill. Breakfold, back to you.
Okay, I'm gonna run back towards the middle of the caravan, and I'm gonna do a persuasion check to, because I don't know how many I don't know how many wolves are in behind on the side now. I'm gonna tell them to get all the children inside the carts. Does that work?
Okay, yeah, you don't need to do a persuasion check for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll agree with it. They're not gonna go, no.
No, you never know. You never know nowadays, right?
Look,
I want my kid to
We've
die.
dealt with some shit. Like, wolves are nothing to us. Like, don't tell us how to live our life, okay? We hired you. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I could have done a performance. Okay. If that's the case, then I'm going to charge down the hill with my net and try to grab on. Or no, is there there's just plain hills, right? There's no trees or anything down there, or.
Sparse trees, but not like.
Oh, if I look down the hill
Like-
where I am, I can see the wolf still rolling.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And how far has he rolled down since I ran back?
He's near the bottom of the hill. Child still in mouth.
Ooh.
Is the child still alive?
Why? Can I do
You can roll a
persuasion?
perception check or a medicine check on your turn, Brian.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Medicine check.
Okay, I'm gonna do a perception check on seeing if I see any other wolves around.
Don't
Sure,
forget
yeah,
about that
go for it.
one bitch on my fucking arm.
I'm gonna get to that one. Don't worry.
See anything? Nature is what? Is there
It's
another
also going to
one?
be on there. It should be on there as well.
It-
Let me see.
It's
'Cause mine's a
intel
0.
modifier.
Yep. Still roll the ability.
Okay, so that's 20 still, or?
Yeah, roll a 20. You just don't add or take anything away. Yeah, you don't see any wolves, but you notice that the sort of color of their fur is pretty similar in shade to the dense grass that's coming out of the swamplands and onto the foothills. So it's kind of hard to tell if there are any wolves there. They could just be hiding.
Oh, fun. Okay. Hmm.
Tyson takes his turn finally after having been surprised and launches himself down the side of the hill.
What a fool.
Taking 5 damage and begins rolling after the wolf.
Oh God.
Dude, I can picture that happening.
I know, dude. It's like a Looney Tunes
It's
cartoon right now.
so much fucking funnier.
Fucking
So
Looney
many
Tunes
fat
shit,
muscle
man.
jiggling.
Yeah, the big fat gypsy king rolling and rolling with his rolls down a hill.
You know what?
Why
I'm
does
just
the
glad
Gypsy King do such a thing?
I'm glad I didn't jump down that
It's his
hill.
child.
Child.
Well,
God.
yes, yeah, hey, you're right. You're right.
Well, it makes sense. I almost jumped down. I'm like, oh no, what? Maybe not a good idea. I'm only
To
down
be
to
fair-
8 HP.
Out of character. To be fair, they protected us. They hired us to protect the caravan, not the children. So mission failed successfully.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is true.
John lets out a ferocious scream, and it's almost for a moment as if his eyes turn red, and he charges towards the wolf that has the trident in its side, raises his massive club up into the air, and makes an attack roll with advantage.
Oh.
Wow.
I think it
It
dies.
shouldn't be 2d20 like that. It should be 2 individual d20 rolls. But
Yeah.
yeah, he hits it.
Yeah. I would say so.
And breaks its spine, lifting his club up again and smashing it in the head. The wolf is at the end of his fury, like a puddle. Your trident should be easy to get now, though.
Aye, indeed.
So it should now go back to Brian.
Okay, so I'm going to attack the wolf that has, I believe it's Joe.
What about me?
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw
no, you're right.
Joe.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's Joe's turn.
I
It's
want
Joe's
to
turn.
attack
14.
that
Yeah,
fucker. He's mine.
Joe,
Oh.
you have a wolf that's trying to nibble on you, but it can't get its teeth around your chainmail.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack with my long swords.
Well, you have a long sword and a short sword right now.
Okay, I'm gonna attack with those.
Okay. Make your attack roll with your long sword.
It's a D8, right?
Nope. Do the 1d20 first.
Okay, 20.
Ooh. Okay.
Lord.
Rip, baby.
Natural 20. Holy.
Yep. And so
Damage.
roll your 1d8. Add 8 damage to that,
Jesus
and
Christ.
5 on top of that. So 21 damage. You stab it right through the skull. Huh. And sort of, yeah, it dies instantly. You just stab right through it, powerfully, with a downward jab with your sword. The wolf crumbles.
I howl.
You howl. Brian.
That's
your
all.
turn.
Nice howl. Oh my God.
Yes,
Fucking victory!
yes, DM.
Woo!
No.
Say what, Brian?
Well, shoot. I guess I'm going to retrieve my trident off of the fresh corpse that John has clubbed.
Okay, yeah, you walk up to it, grab your trident, spin it around in your hands. Hasn't taken any serious damage, you think to yourself. Nice. Now, you still have an action. You could say dash, take your extra movement to sort of run over to the side of the hill where you might see Tyson, the wolf, and the
What's up,
child.
Child.
Yeah, I will do that actually. I will check to see now that I have retrieved my trident.
Okay.
Potentially getting a throw.
As you look down the hill, you hear the sobbing of the Gypsy King as he repeatedly punches the broken remains of a wolf next to the broken remains of one of his sons.
Oh,
The
snap.
combat is over. What do you do? Paris wails. John kind of stands off in the distance by himself, sort of driving his club into the ground, looking at the ground.
Yep.
I grab my horn from my
Think.
pack and I do a long, sorrowful blow into it.
You blow from your horn.
Yep.
The gypsies seem to understand the gesture, even if they don't recognize it exactly. A few minutes later, I should say, the Gypsy King ascends to the top of the hill, carrying the corpse of his child, now shirtless, with his shirt draped over his, what you imagine is broken skull, covered in blood. He doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything. Okay, so I would like to walk up to John and ask if he has a shovel, or if there's anything else I can help to funeral rites, and give my deepest condolences to the loss of his grandson.
Child.
John, I'm so sorry. I can't imagine what you're going through. I would like to help in any way that I can. You guys want burial or burning? How can I help?
His eyes, tear-stricken and cast to the ground, look up to acknowledge you for just a moment, and he points to the second cart in the line and kind of makes a gesture saying around the back, but doesn't say anything.
Okay, so I go and I loop around the back. Let everybody else do what they want, of course.
Okay, you look around into the cart, and the inside of the carts, which you've only happened to see quick glances at, appear to be very there's all sorts of trinkets and baubles and you know fetishes, all sorts of pseudo religious and fake gold, and it's it's covered in all of these peddling goods that these people sell as a livelihood. And inside of a bucket sitting on what would be apparently like a porch on the back of one of these carts is a shovel. You go and you pick it up, and I assume you head back around to the front of the carts. Anybody doing anything else in this time?
Yes, I'm cutting the heads off the
Vorgoth
wolves.
has.
Sorry, you what? What are you?
I'm cutting the
what are you
heads
doing?
off the wolves and I'm taking them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can add
Trophy hunter, I guess.
Trophies.
you can add 3.5 wolf heads, because Tyson's punches to the head of one wolf left it kind of like a meat sock.
Caved in.
Wait, am I able to like, I don't know, are turns still going on or can I like do shit?
Nope, you can do whatever.
I'm gonna
Turn the
bring
combat's over.
I'm gonna bring the heads to Tyson. Me and Tyson are
I
He looks
understand
at
the
you.
gesture. I get it.
He looks at you, understanding, and he takes some rope that had been making sort of a belt around him, and he ties up one of the wolf heads to the side of the cart and begins to punch it like a speed bag.
Jesus.